Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sarah. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you've already seen one of these. Today I have a brand new DayCare Diaries video for you, and I have two stories for you. One of which is one of my most favorite stories ever to look back on at my 3 years that I have worked Kids Time and worked for the school district. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So if you want to see what this title is all about, just keep watching. So this story comes to us from first grade. We're gonna call the little girl Beth. Beth was outside at recess. I had recess duty and I'm watching Beth play, whatever, she's running around, and all of a sudden I see this kid running up behind her and it's just like, bam! She hits the ground, like she hits the ground hard. And my first reaction was, no, it's okay, I'm just gonna watch for a second to make sure that she's okay, and she pops right back up. If she starts crying, then I know something's wrong, because let me tell you, you ain't ever seen a tougher first grader than this little girl. She's so strong. She's fallen down, she's skidded her knees, whatever, she'll pop right back up and she's fine. So here I am, I'm sitting here and I'm watching Beth. Well, all of a sudden, Beth pops up and she's got some tears coming down her face and she's like, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go help her. So I dash over there and I go, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's, my tooth, my tooth, my tooth, my tooth. And I'm like, okay, all right, calm down, because I don't know what's going on, why she's yelling, my tooth, my tooth, my tooth. I don't know why this is going on, why she's screaming about her tooth. So I said, all right, let's go inside. I look at her mouth, she's fine. I said, we're gonna go see the nurse. So we go inside, she sits there, we get her situated. I put her little hair in a ponytail so that way it's not like bothering her. She's comfortable, whatever. I leave the nurse's office, blah, blah, blah. Go upstairs and I go about my day. Maybe a good 10-15 minutes pass and I get a call over the walkie-talkie. Miss Sarah, do you know if there was any blood out there on the playground? No, she was fine when I brought her. No, what? What? So I bring my little happy self down to the office and I say, hey guys, I don't know anything about blood. I didn't even know her tooth fell out. Can you go look for us and check to make sure it's not out there? Sure, why not? As if I don't have other students and better things to be worrying about. So I take my little happy self upstairs and outside and I go search for the tooth on the ground. I kid you not, I was out there for 10 minutes and it was probably like 20 something odd degrees outside that day. It was cold. All I had on was my Columbia. I was not prepared to have recess duty that day. Like, I was not planning on being outside more than the walk from my apartment to my car, from my car to the building, from the building to my car, from my car to my apartment. That's it. Like, hello, I'm done. I ain't going outside. Like, that's all I had planned. No. So here's me. Searching in circles. Insert video clip here. Currently looking for a tooth that apparently fell out of a little girl's mouth this morning. Still no tooth. Still searching in the freezing cold. Why am I like this? You wanna know a secret? I couldn't find the tooth.
I tried. I give up. I'm sorry. No tooth.
There was no way I was gonna find the tooth. The thing's like minuscule compared to the ground size. There were kids running around and she was fine. Literally, all this girl was worried about was her tooth. She didn't care if she scraped up her knee, didn't care if she scraped up her elbow, like nothing. She was perfectly fine. All this little girl wanted was her tooth. Her tooth, that's it, her tooth. Guess what? We never found it. This story happened my very first year when I started working at the school, and it is something I look back on so fondly, and I always laugh when I think about it because it's not something that happens often, to say the least. So anyway, this happened at after school daycare. When the kids get there, they have their snack and then we have gym time for about a half an hour. And on this particular day, we played basketball knockout. And basketball knockout is you have two balls, you line up all the kids in a line and you just want to make the shot. So if you're here and the person behind you makes the shot before you make yours, then you're out. And it just goes on until there's one person left and that one person's the winner. Pretty simple game, right? At this point, I had a bunch of fourth graders and one of them did this specifically. This one in particular knows that he can kind of pick on me and I'll pick back, and we have a good relationship, like good student to staff relationship. So we're in line and we're playing basketball knockout and they're all shooting or whatever, and I'm standing off to the side just watching, kind of refereeing, make sure that the peace is kept. You know, we don't want anybody screaming and getting mad, whatever, yada 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 at each other. So we're gonna call this student Dean. We're gonna call this student Dean. Goes up to shoot his basket. He's in front, there's somebody behind him. Dean misses his shot, the person behind him swooshes whatever, makes his shot, Dean's out. And Dean keeps shooting and I go, dude, you're out, come on, let's go. Pass the ball to the next person. He goes, Miss Sarah, I don't want to be out. And I go, well, too bad, you know the rule of the game. Now, this kid is not being sassy. This is just our relationship of teasing each other back and forth. And that's just kind of how it works. And I go, come on, pass me the ball. I asked for this. So he turns and takes the ball and throws it as hard as he can at me. Like, as hard as he can at me. Now, I'm standing over to the side, like I mentioned, by the wall. You know what's on walls? Fire alarms. Fire alarms are on walls. Everybody's aware of that. Now, you would not expect what's about to happen to have happened. So he fires this ball at me. I jump to get out of the way because I'm not about to catch this ball. I'll just let it hit the wall first, then it'll bounce off. No. Somehow, this ball was high enough on the wall that it hits the fire alarm. The fire alarm, right? Okay. So I stand there and I'm like, no, it's not gonna go off. I'm like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Give it a couple of seconds, maybe 5-10 seconds go by, and all of a sudden, fire alarms are going off. And I'm just like, that's it, I quit, I'm done. So anyway, after all of this happens, the custodians come up and they're like, what's going on? Did somebody hit the fire alarm? We had to evacuate all of the students out of the building, all of them. In the process of this happening, in the process of the custodians figuring out how these fire alarms went off, we were all outside in the middle of winter nonetheless. Nobody had coats on, so I had kids that were like clinging to me for warmth. We're out on the soccer field and all of a sudden the custodian walks out and he goes, it's all clear, y'all can come back inside. Awesome, thanks Nick. So we come back inside and we have to explain to the fire marshal what happened. Because yes, the fire truck came. And I say, all right Dean, go ahead and explain why you were firing the ball at me as hard as you possibly could. In the end, no harm, no foul. We didn't get any sort of bill or whatever for having the fire truck show up, but it was just an ordeal. And to this day, I make sure those kids stay away from the fire alarm, don't touch the fire alarm, look at the fire alarm, breathe in the direction of the fire alarm, nothing. Because let me tell you, I ain't about to evacuate the whole school again just because a ball hit the fire alarm because we don't know how to throw it right. Maybe I'm not any fun. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment below if there's any sort of story you would like me to try and think of that I could tell you about working in a school. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!